Yo, what is going on, guys? Aspect Game back once again in Project Singularity. Last episode, we finally started HV. The goal for today is to wrap up the basic HV progression and unlock applied energistics. To make it all work though, we have to upgrade our power supply and automate titanium. There's a lot to do, so let's get started. This is a recurring problem, but I need to make a ton of combustion generators. Right now I'm upgrading our EBF to do EV tier recipes, which means it's going to consume 16 HV combustion generators. That's a pretty large amount of power for us right now, but I really want to start cooking nichrome to upgrade our coils. That's going to allow me to smelt vibrant alloy, which I'll use later on. I'm just going to set a ton of stainless steel and nichrome to go overnight, and hopefully when I wake up, it'll all be finished. Unfortunately for me, something went wrong. They got most of the work done, but all the EBF's power failed. And the culprit, the Beesel buffer, is completely dry. Thankfully, we're in HV, so we have a lot of upgrades we can make to the system. I think the route I'm going to take is industrial apiaries, but to get there, there's a lot of painful crafts we got to do. I'm going to quickly optimize my breeder bee to give it the shortest lifespan. This is ideal to reduce recipe time in the industrial apiary. There's a lot that goes into the eye apiary. As you can see, we need frame housings, alveoli lighting, alveoli sieves, and then enhanced circuit boards, HV robot arms. There's just so much like micro crafting involved with it. I have all the recipes bookmarked over here. These all need a ton of alveolis as well. These alveoli housings require scented paneling, which is this other recipe that requires a ton of random stuff. I think the best solution is to passive this and set it and forget it. But given the urgency of my situation, I'm going to make a little machine workshop right by the bees area. To make the alveoli blocks, I'll be processing machinist combs. This is slower than producing all the resources individually, but I'm going to have to address that issue later. Thankfully, I knew I need this stuff, so I had a good stockpile already. I also need some woven silk, which I'm producing from tropical bees. The next issue is the alveoli sieve. This requires a fertile pollen. The pollen clusters that I already make are not good enough. These have a different ordict. You see it's just forestry pollen on the tooltip. These are forestry pollen fertile. These are usually made from forestry tree breeding, but I'm not doing that. So instead I went and found a village and looted some from a beekeeper. We'll make more of this later on with an apiary sieve upgrade. And there is yet another annoying recipe. The frame housing requires 4 proven frames. Don't be crafting these. What you have to do is get a villager that has the trade. 1 emerald for 6 frames. I now have one in my pocket, so whenever I need them, I just do some of his other random trades, and I'm able to get that trade back again. So I just keep those in stacks of 6, and then store them in barrels. After all that prep work, I was finally able to craft an industrial apiary. Yo, what is going on, VODWatcher Gaming? During that stream, I explained my predicament, and I started setting up my new industrial apiary. I also made an automation upgrade and a world acceleration upgrade for it. So in a minute, we got 3 petroleum combs. These are producing 8.6 per hour. 195 combs per hour. And this is doing 8. I didn't think it'd be that good. Alright, I'm gonna have to rebuild this system, but for now we'll set it up like this. This thing is barely using any power, and it is making me so many more combs than I thought it would. I'm already overflowing. I have to deal with this immediately. So we are upgrading this to HV. How's it going, Soy? I was watching the end of your stream. What are you guys up to? I saw you guys got tungsten steel now. So I was saying earlier that I kind of wrote off saving blood magic for EV, but I could actually make the master orb now. But that's kind of insane. I only need a couple ingots, so if we could spare that, that'd be much appreciated. Hello, Soy. There's no way. We got the purple ingot. Or I'm colorblind. I don't even know what color it is. It's like bluish. Thank you. That's my goat right there. Do I know how they got tungsten? I do. They did a quest to kill the Chaos Guardian. I'm like, what are they doing? And I went and backtracked to find it. And this drops you 5 IV tier loot bags. And then, of course, with the loot bags, you can get loot from them. And a lot of them are tungsten steel pipes. That's a way to do it, which is crazy. With that, power was solved temporarily. I was ready to move on to my next project, which is going to be a small-scale circuit component factory. I want to be able to do large batch crafts of circuits without having to make anything. So let's start with a PCB factory. I think it's a bit easier to explain this now that it's done rather than you watch me build it bit by bit, but if you are interested in that, you can just watch the live stream. The bottom left LCR is making sulfuric acid. I mentioned I'm using water here. It needs sulfur and oxygen as well. I have an oxygen pipe that's running underneath here. This then gets outputted into a super tank. I just want to buffer up the sulfuric just because it has a lot of uses, so I may want to throw a storage bus on this at some point or something like that. It's then outputting down into another LCR. This sulfuric acid is being used to make plastic circuit boards. I'm using the PTFE sheet recipe because it's just the best one that I can do right now. From there, you need to upgrade this with more copper foils and iron 3 chloride to create the actual plastic circuit board that we're going to be using. So the iron 3 chloride is made with HCl and iron dust. I'm supplying iron dust to my barrel, and then I'm making HCl in an alternate chemical reactor right here. Once that's done, it outputs the iron 3 chloride into another input hatch, which upgrades the circuit boards in their final form. I have raw material inputs on the side here as well, so I'll input copper ingots and they automatically get plate bent into copper foils. And I also input PTFE sheets and they get automatically made into the plastic circuit boards. After the circuit boards were finished, I started working in the SMD factory. So what these guys are making is all the different SMDs and then just regular diodes, because that recipe is the best for me right now. But I'm using very similar ideas where I have all these input chests on the left side here, and these are the intermediate materials that are used to create the final products. There's actually a lot of similarities between all the SMD recipes. They all require polyethylene to make, and most of them require some tantalum wire. So the way I handle this is actually quite simple. These barrels at the top are part of a big item conduit string that make their way over to these machines. Each of these item conduits is inserting the exact materials for the recipe. In this case, tantalum wire and gallium foil. We're also inserting polyethylene with some fluid conduits. It's really just a bunch of barrels and filters, nothing else to it. It makes batch crafting really easy because I just plop a barrel down and I can grab stacks of whatever that I need. With both of these setups combined, I pretty much knocked out all the difficult materials for circuit crafting. All that I ever have to do now is batch craft wafers and fine wires. In the meantime, while I was working on all that, the back freezer got finished and I went and cooled down the nichrome, so I just went and put in the new nichrome coils. I think we're about ready to make my next setup, which is going to be automated titanium. I'll be creating a stabaloid golem powered spawner, which is a slow and not particularly exciting process. A few other teams already have similar systems going, so I'm able to at least skip the part where I have to wait for one to spawn. The powered spawner did require vibrant alloy, so it was a good thing I finished up those nichrome coils right before I was going to do this. After a few hours of building, this is what I came up with. I have Thonk relocators pushing golems into the corner, and when they die, they drop a ton of stuff. Like, an absurd amount that it's kind of problematic. We are using a spike with, like, Fortune 50 on it, but even with Fortune 4, this will be plenty fast. I ran this for just a couple cycles, and I already have a pretty much full barrel, as we can see here. 100 stacks of stabaloid ingots. All the stabaloid goes to these 8 HV macerators, which only use 32 EU per tick. They're all running off of 1 HV amp. From there, the stabaloid dust gets put into turbo centrifuges, where it gets turned into titanium dust and uranium-238 dust. Titanium dust gets turned into titanium tetrachloride by adding chlorine to it. This is a new recipe that is like super simple, so I'm taking advantage of it. You then smelt this in an EBF with magnesium, and you get hot titanium and then magnesium chloride back. You can then chemically react the magnesium chloride with sodium to get back your magnesium and get some salt out of it. When you electrolyze the salt, you get all of the chlorine back. Bottleneck is the EBF by far right now, but it doesn't really matter because it's ran overnight and we have hundreds of stacks of titanium now. It's actually a bit annoying how much more titanium we have than like basic materials at this point, like stainless steel or aluminum. At least we'll definitely find a use for all this titanium.
Hello?
I'm just gonna be grinding some crafting, I guess. We only can get 4K item storages right now, which are kind of small. I think I'm just gonna batch craft like a lot of them.
Yeah, just do like, what, 20 of them? That would store the entire base easily.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start like 16 and then start auto crafting after that. I have a question for you too.
What?
The brick house. What is gonna happen with it? I kind of like it.
I also kind of like it. We could kind of just like leave it in the middle of whatever industrial amalgamation eventually consumes it, or we could bomb it. I was thinking of bombing it, but now that you mention it, it would be very funny to have the original house.
Yeah, I think we could trim one more block off the bottom, then we hit the floor of it. So we can put the ceiling for this room there, maybe. And then just hide it, or just like have a room for it upstairs that it just is the house.
Oh, I was about to ask, did you summon a bee meteor?
Yeah, I had Masiox do that. I was low on bees, so I'll be destroying that soon.
That's a great way to get princesses, I see.
Yeah, there's a lot of hives there.
Oh, this whole system is very streamlined now. Okay, so that's Fluix. And then that's Certus quartz, and those are the two most important materials for AE2.
Allow
Oh
me
no,
to-
imagine if we had another bee incident now that it looks like this. That would be so much lost.
It would all be gone. With Hecuba and I working together, we split up the tasks. My job was to grind out all the microcrafting for AE2, and he's going to begin working on a new floor of the base. Firstly, I set out to go find the presses for AE2. This ended up being a really enjoyable experience. A 6 silicon press! I have 6 of them!
Yeah, I know. I had like 8. It's really bad.
Oh my god, I got it.
Oh god, what's happening? Why is my blood network at 380,000?
I've been spamming the bound pickaxe. Oh, that was an accident. Why did that work? I put a hopper and a flue extractor by accident. Actually destroyed it. Since Massiox joined the call, I asked him if we could summon a meteor. I'll be making my own meteor mining setup later on, but for now what you need to know is that there's a ritual called the Mark of the Falling Tower in Blood Magic. Given certain item inputs and an amount of LP, it summons meteors with lots of useful blocks and ores. This time, I was mostly interested in getting a lot of shadow metals so that we can upgrade our tools. I'm by your blood altar, I don't know where you're at.
Oh, it's the complete other side of the island.
Oh
If you
yeah, I
throw
could
it
do
in.
that at maintenance level.
You picked it up, I saw you pick it up.
Oh, I was lagging. Okay, here. I got it. Alright, start running. I think it... Yeah, it's working. I don't
There we
think it's
go.
that big.
Mining one-off meteors with a bound pickaxe is really nice. The yield was fantastic. Because of that meteor, I processed down some shadow metal and I built Hecuba and I some nice wrenches. Look at how fast this goes. The reason it's insta-mine is because I have the Van Braces of Steady Progression, by the way. If you have these and fly, you mine a lot faster.
Aspect, when's AE2?
I made the wrong solar grade silicon. I made raw silicon by accident. I'm making a lot of solar grade right now. I'm almost done, so maybe like 30 minutes.
It gives me time to build.
Yeah. Yeah, I made 16 stacks of the wrong silicon plates, so it is what it is. AE2 and GTNH has some unique recipes from other packs. In some ways it's nicer because we can use the forming press to create all the different printed chips. You can combine the printed circuit with printed silicon and redstone and assembler. I've always preferred this over the AE2 inscriber. I would also advise batch crafting a ton of rods in advance. You need a lot of nether quartz, quartzite, and Certus quartz rods, and they take forever to make. Rest in peace, my inventory. I have everything ready now, Hecuba. Just in time, because our compartment is completely full.
It actually is.
It literally could not have been better timing.
Yeah, good riddance.
Where should I put this?
I haven't done anything. Like, we've just been
Well-
working on a bottomless pit.
Yeah, we could start it down here, and I could just move it when we're ready. It's gonna be very scuffed.
That's a lot to start with. And manually fill it.
There's a convenient pipe right here.
Oh yeah. Not scuffed at all. Okay, it's running.
We have storage. That's all we need it for
Shall
right
we-
now is storage.
Should we just chuck everything in now? Is it ready? Oh, it has auto
Ready.
searched. There we go. Okay. Let's go.
Finally getting rid of all of your chests and other physical storage for AE2 is one of the best feelings in GT&H, because you've really earned this. We aren't in the clear yet, though. There's one more setup we gotta make for this video, and that is Beesel 2.0. We built so much new stuff that one industrial apiary and all of our old magic apiaries are not enough to supply us anymore. So I've made 4 industrial apiaries. In Hecuba's video, you'll be able to see him make this tetranitromethane and cetane boosted diesel build. I'm supplying the second half of it though, which is going to be the fuel and the oil. Now this system is running flawlessly. We have a full super tank of cetane boosted diesel. Each cell of cetane gives you 1 million fuel and a combustion generator, whereas fuel is 480,000, so it's twice as good. This should be easy to expand if we need any more. I'll just add another row of this contraption here. I could also overclock these machines some more and it would speed it up as well. We'll just have to see if we can make it to EV or not like this. But I think it's going to be it for today. We got so much stuff done. And next time is going to be even more being done because we'll be able to do auto crafting, and we're going to start accelerating our progression significantly. I tried a lot of new stuff this episode with different editing styles, so let me know what you guys think of it. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you all for watching.